How's it going, everybody? It's Infinity Gaming's Morse, bringing you part 3 of episode 4 of Morse, of course. You've probably noticed by the change of shirt and the super brightness of the world behind me that it is much later in the morning. It's actually 3 o'clock on Sunday. This is about 12 hours later. I started taking around on some stuff and just got way too tired to finish. So I figured you guys deserve the best, so I'm going to give you the best. I laid down, took a night's rest, and here it is Sunday afternoon, getting it all wrapped up. In part 1, we watched a couple Protosses, or parts 1 and 2, we watched a couple Protosses smack me around like a redheaded stepchild with their fancy little early 2 gas into DTs and 2 gas into proxy void rays, both of which just rocked me. And it was my fault. I didn't scout. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have. In Game 1, I just didn't scout at all. In Game 2, I saw that I had units coming from the top. Should have known there was a proxy up here, but did not react accordingly, and it ended up costing me the game. This second game we just got done watching, or this third game, 3. There's 3 games. 1, 2, 3. This third game was... We already watched from the Protoss point of view, and we do know that I win it, but... this Protoss goes to early gas as well, and does some funny things with the robotics facility, and I'm able to just kind of stomp on in and get them cleaned up. So I'm going to show you guys how I was able to do that here in part 3. Off we go. I can't remember. I think I came up with a nickname for this guy. I think I called him Mr. Turtle. I'm not 100%. We're going to go ahead and ×2 here. I'm going to open up my handy-dandy StarCraft notebook. It says math, but that's because it's old. And yeah, so what I've been doing a lot against Protoss lately is just going really heavy bio. I know some people have been playing mech against Terran lately, and that's just not my style. I don't like mech. However, I do use a bit of Widow Mines in here for map control, which I highly recommend for this map. This map doesn't have any towers, as you can see, and a lot of open attack routes. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways for your opponent to just come on up and get in your face. So I use Widow Mines to control that space, and you'll check that out here in just a bit. Didn't really need to, as Dude Man like never left his base, but pardon me, still a good practice to get into. So we see I got my racks down, orbital command at 16, pumping out some units, and sending off my scout. So I'm going to go ahead and follow that little guy. Now, there's a couple different, if you're a Terran, there's a couple different ideas on how to scout. If I'm facing a random, I'll drop my first supply depot, or a random or a Zerg. I'll drop my first supply depot, and then, oh, come on, computer. There you go. I'll drop my first supply depot, and then I'll go... scout, and then bring another SCV to build my first barracks. But we got 1 gas, 2 gas, so I know he's mining gas. Both. Don't see anything else coming out. Red flags are going up all over the place. Anyway, totally lost my train of thought. Screw it. Grammy would have said it must have been a lie. Oh, so yeah, scouting, and then if I get mothership core. If I get, that way I'll be able to scout the 6 pool if it's coming, and versus a random, I'll be able to know at an earlier time when I'm able to make my, you know, like if, you know, what my build's going to be depending upon what race he is. God, brain is not working. So much for getting a good night's rest. However, if it's somebody else, I'll usually wait until after my first racks or... maybe even my second supply depot. As you see, I do double expand here, and as soon as I double expanded, I was drop my engineering bay. Always want to do that against Protoss. Fuck them oracles, and a couple more barracks. No add-ons yet, and getting some gas, of course. Hence the no add-ons at this time. So I'm going to be pumping out Marines 3 at a time, and as my economy stabilizes, I'm just going to keep adding barracks and adding barracks and adding barracks and adding barracks and adding barracks. That's how I keep my money so low in this game. Starting to get a wall off at the front. Certainly would have helped me in Game 1 versus those Dark Templar. At least would have gave me some more time instead of letting them run right on up into my main. I should have, no, not really important to have that close at this point, but we are at the 6-minute mark. We take a look over, as we saw earlier, 2-gate robo. He's going to be expanding here in just a little bit, mining heavy on that gas, getting some stalkers out, getting some sentries. This guy's big on queuing. QQ. Got one little marine up front giving me a little extra vision in case she comes to push. My macro is never... Oh, no, I'm broke. Okay, cool. Good. Probably could have done without that supply depot. Cost myself some marines. I think I sent this guy out just in case some oracles and whatnot. I don't like it. I don't take any foolishness. No foolishness on this bus. So, me and my buddy Brad took a I live in Iowa. Me and my buddy Brad took a Greyhound trip to Florida. Yeah, to Orlando to see my grandparents. And he'd never been to the beach or anything like that, so I took him out. And on the way down, one of the Greyhound buses, it was an express bus from like Indianapolis to like Knoxville, Tennessee, or some shit like that. I don't know if you've ever ridden Greyhound, but like an express bus doesn't stop. You're on it nonstop for like 4, 6, 8 hours. Like it just goes, dude. No breaks, no cigarettes, no nothing. Usually they're overnight. This one was into the evening and overnight, so we weren't tired. We couldn't get out to smoke any cigarettes. Like we were just miserable, right? And like an hour through it, the air conditioning stops working. Money scan. I see sentries, I see lots of stalkers, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I could probably take that army, but I'm not sure if I want to split my army in half trying to push up that ramp. So I made the in-game decision at this time to go ahead, get some more add-ons, add some more barracks. As you can see, my money's getting really high, and just wait it out a bit longer, and go attack here a bit later. So anyway, the air conditioner stopped working, and we were freaking out, me and my buddy Brad. It was so freaking hot. Oh, my macro sucks. And I remember standing up and yelling at Leroy, the bus driver, and be like, Leroy, you got to do something about this air conditioning, man. I'm sweating my balls off. The dude, like, slams on the brakes in a Greyhound bus going down the highway, interstate at like 60, 50 miles an hour, whatever the fuck he was doing. Slams on the brakes. I goes, now. Now I know it's hot. I'm hot up here, too, but I ain't going to put up with no foolishness on my bus. Is that understood? And it was really hard not to laugh because of the way he said it. I don't know if you enjoy that story, but I enjoyed telling it, so Alright, what are we missed? Nothing really, because I told you what was coming up. We dropped another. I saw how ahead I was, that he hadn't expanded when I had done that scan. At least I didn't feel like he had expanded. So I added another command center, because went ahead, get even more ahead. Added a shitload more barracks, adding a shitload of add-ons. I just kind of had a feeling. I also got these two guys out here scouting to make sure that I got nothing come on. Maybe I didn't. No, I don't think I used Widow Mines in this game, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Somebody's not a fan of neutral supply depots. That's cool. That's cool. So we're going to go ahead and take a pause here and roll back for just a moment. We're going to take a look at a few quick benchmarks. Benchmarks is something that I've picked up watching Filter. It's a really good... because it's really easy to look at a game and be like, oh, you know, this was late, or oh, that was late, and not really know exactly how late it was or how far behind you are, etc. So what I've started doing is I try to look at all my replays at the 5-minute mark and the 10-minute mark, just to see unit production, what I've got on the ground, as far as like buildings and such, and how I'm comparing to my opponent. So at 5 minutes, if we take a look at the units, I'm behind him in SCVs. I got 19 to his 22, but I am muling. He's got a Mama Ship Corps out and 1 Stalker, which is enough to do some pressure on me, but I've got three Marines out, as opposed to the 2 that I had in that last game. I think I only had 2. If I had 3, it certainly didn't feel like it. Meanwhile, the Protoss buddy is getting scouted. He's already taken double gas. Mama Ship Corps out, like I mentioned earlier, and a Stalker, and we do have 1 Gateway, no expansion, and both of our money is getting a little high. His gas is getting pretty high, too. And he's going to compensate with that by going some sentries here in just a few moments. So we'll move forward here. Boom, boom, boom. At the 10-minute mark. At the 10-minute mark, we see that I have 42 SCVs compared to his 29. He just stopped making 7 SCVs after the 5. You know, he made 7 more SCVs after the 5-minute mark, and he was like, fuck it. I'm done. which is curious because it's not really an all-in. He is dropping his third gate, which in my opinion he should have had down earlier. He could have afforded a 3-gate robo off of this. But he has been making some immortals. We've got a bunch of stalkers. We've got an immortal. We've got a colossi on the way. I don't think... Yeah, there's another immortal right down there. We're expanding. We dropped our gas a bit early. So obviously our Protoss player is not the strongest. Meanwhile, I'm getting supply blocked galore. Building another... command center. I'm going to be able to produce at this moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Marines or whatever, 8 bio units at a time. I've got +1 attack on the way. We'll take a look at the upgrades. The only thing he's got is warp gate. I have not started my stem. I have not started my tech or the shield, combat shield, or anything else. So a little behind there. Dropping some more barracks, freaking out about my supply block, as you can see, queuing up tons of supply depots. So I would say, and the food count says it as well, but I mean, just looking at the unit count, I'd say I'm ahead. I was doing pretty strong. I don't know if that 26 Marines would beat that army. I'm sure it would with some good a good micro, focusing down those immortals and whatnot. But let's go ahead and continue forward. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but on this map, without having towers on any map, really, map control is crucial. It's super important on this map because I cannot tell you the number of times I've been like, all right, I'm 200, 200, let's go. And I'm like coming down, and I'm coming around, and I get it to his base, and there's like nothing at the front. And I'm like, yes! And I look back, and my natural's already destroyed as a Protoss army just marches its way up my main ramp. So, because he swung around this way. So it's really important to make sure you're getting that map awareness. It's a lot better to sacrifice a Marine or two than to lose to a push that you didn't even know was coming. Yeah, this game must have been after my Dark Templars because I'm like super paranoid about making sure I got detection. God forbid I drop a factory and get a Raven out, right? No, all bio. All bio. All day. Let's speed it up. Speed it up. There's a Colossi. He's going to do a little trick here in a moment, which I think is really cool. Wait for him to move it just one more time. I think I talked about this for a moment in part 2. Come on. Come on. Come on, move. 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 Reposition your army. Where's the Colossi? Huh? Can you see it? Can you see it? No. Oh, wait. Does that mothership core have legs? It does! Apparently a Colossi can sit inside of a mothership. Blizzard! Blizzard! That's not cool. That is not cool. In fact, you know what? Democracy in action. Let's see. Control. Print screen. Yeah. Putting that shit on Reddit. Anyway. So I got a nice little army. If it wasn't for the supply blocks, I very strongly feel here, coming up at about the 15-minute mark, I could have maxed out. I really think that that would have been doable. So that's actually going to be my personal goal over the course of the next week. I want to see how fast I can max out on just bio. That's all I'm going to do. No Marines, no medevacs, no factory, no none of that stuff. I don't know why I brought this all the way down here. I really didn't think that out. I probably should have expanded here, although I think that would have been a little harder to defend. But what have you. I drop, like, I get really scan happy. I see, and no Colossi. I can take that army. No problemo. And I love this move that I do. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to slow it down for you. Try to pay attention to that as it goes. Workers going out. Money getting high. Factory's gone down. For some reason, I'm researching structure armor. Not really sure why. Do you have an observer at my front? I see it. Bam, dead. And I think that's my cue to go. I think that's my cue to go. Alright, so Dude Man sending out another observer. Gonna try to get, uh-oh, lag. Gonna try to get some vision. I got a Marine over here. It's keeping me some vision. Got my bulk of my army right here. I'm in a decent position that I'd be able to swing back. The only thing that's really I'm vulnerable to right now is if he went air, which he's doing right now, and just swung up and around, whew, I would have had a hard time dealing with that. But I do know air is coming, and I did see the Colossi earlier on that last scan, so I am dropping my starports. I think I was hesitating to wait for my Vikings, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm 200. Fuck it, let's go, and here we go. I like this tactic that I do. I swing part of my army up top here. He sees a small army. Check his vision. And he's like, oh, pff, free wins. Buddy. Way out of position, bitch. Coming for you. Those Tempests are getting some shots off, as I mentioned earlier. This Colossi is wreaking havoc. I finally step up and get that taken care of. Those time bombs were pretty good by my opponent. There goes those Vikings. And look, almost like nothing left but my Marauder force. It's going to be kind of hard to take care of these Tempests. It's taking so long. And here comes out the forces. So let's go ahead and freeze it up right there. So, I'm on 3 bases. I got a couple more barracks. I've got 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 barracks. Almost all of them with add-ons, except for these new ones down here. Got a nice little wall. Now that I've learned how to play on this map and some good strategies for it, I feel a lot more comfortable. My win percentage on this map has gone up pretty well. So, I'll be honest, I haven't really been paying attention to the time for this segment, so I don't know. This could have been 5 minutes. It could have been 20. I just don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wrapped up here. So, today we learned we want to keep an eye out for about 400 gas at the 5-minute mark. If 400 gas at the 5-minute mark, no tech structures, you're being proxied, or, well, obviously no tech structures, you're being proxied. And if you scan and you don't really see anything much going on, then you're definitely being proxied. Otherwise, you want to start taking a look for, try to get some scouts in there, maybe get some other scans, and see what he's doing. Nobody's going to mind 400 gas, 400 or 500 gas by the 5-minute mark to just go straight gateway, and you know they're not gonna 2-gas that fast for a 4-gate. I guess is what I'm saying. They don't really need to. I mean, this composition was weird from this guy. I'm certainly not uber proud of this win, but I still wanted to take a moment to show you guys what I did and what worked for me. This is something that I'm going to be playing around with personally over the course of the next week or so. And that's it. That's it for that. I'm going to go ahead and just recap some of the announcements that I made here in the first portion. We do have the A-Team Open tournament coming up this Saturday, the 27th, as well as Dream Hacks going on this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Go ahead and check that out. Next weekend is the B-Team Open. That's going to be taking place on May the 4th. May the 4th. My calendar's over there. And please, if you have not already done so, give us a subscribe to Infinity Gaming's YouTube channel. Give me a subscription, and if you missed part 2, you can go ahead and click right down, and right down, and we'll YouTube will take you on back to it, and you can see what you missed. Anything else? Oh, looking for a new Chief StarCraft administrator for Infinity Gaming. And Shadow Swarm's got some really cool VODs out for Dota 2. That's it. I got nothing else. I'm Infinity Gaming's Morse, and I wish you guys a happy, awesome week. Please come hang out with me on our TeamSpeak server. I'd love to see you guys' beautiful faces, hear your awesome voices, and answer some of your annoying little questions. Talk to you later, guys.